Hey, welcome. This is week 3 in the computer portion of your Drawing for Graphic Design course. And this week we're going to focus on color. Well, the first thing that we're going to learn how to do is use the color picker. You can use the color picker to select and apply colors to your artwork in Illustrator. So in step 1, and I do have the tutorial highlighted, and I've put it in this document as well as I will put it in the YouTube video and on the assignment tab as well when we get to that point. Now, step 1, you're going to select an object in your Illustrator document. Since we don't have any objects, we're going to draw some objects, and the way that we're going to do that is to get first the basic shape tool or the rectangle tool, and we're going to draw a couple of rectangles. Oh, for heaven's sakes, let's just put this away. See if I can put it over there. All right, that's enough. We've got enough images here to work with too. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is locate the fill and stroke swatches at the bottom of the toolbar. And this is the toolbar, or I normally call it the toolbox. And at the very bottom here are the color swatches. You can double click here, and that's going to bring up the color picker dialog box. Now you'll see in ours it looks just a little bit different. They have a full spectrum of colors, and we just have these colors for some odd reason. I'm not quite sure why that is. Um, Let's put in some yellow, and I'll also put in some black. And then what it says is that you can click directly on a hue in the color spectrum bar. That's kind of hard to do because you don't have an entire spectrum here. But you can also click and drag them around here to get a starting point for your color spectrum. And then once you think you've found a color that you want to stick with, you just click on it. And see, this little dialog box indicates that it's out of gamut warning. So that means that whatever mode we're working in, if it's for print or for the web, that particular color isn't going to print or show on the web appropriately. So if you just click on that out of gamut symbol, it will automatically bring it up to where we need to be in order to make it printable or visible on the web. All right, so we've picked a color, and again, you can either slide this spectrum to get an idea of the color you want, or you can click and drag this around to get the shade as well. And again, we'll click on that, and then we're going to click OK as soon as you're OK with your color. And that's all you do with the color picker. It allows you also to fine-tune your color selections. You can also use it to input specific RGB, which is red, green, and blue, HSB, which is hue, saturation, and brightness, and then CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, or hex colors, hexachrome colors. Oh, let's double click on this one. Not that one. We're going to double click on. First of all, you'll see that when we select that color, it will show up in your color fill box, both at the bottom of your toolbox as well as on the control panel. The one thing with choosing a color with the color picker, it doesn't automatically add that to your swatches panel. If you choose to use it again, you're going to have to just pick that color, which is okay. You can do that. You can do that with the eyedropper. But what you might want to do is also add that color to your swatches. So you would just say new swatch, and that is the color. And this is the CMYK formula for that swatch. And you can just say add it to my library. and click OK. And there it is in your library, but let's see if it also added it to the swatches. It did. There it is with your swatches. All right, so I will have you draw a few basic shapes and double click. This time let's change the stroke color. So let's bring the stroke to the foreground. Double click on the stroke. That's going to bring the color picker up. And you can slide these. And if you don't get enough of a variety here, you can come over here and use that. And again, I kind of like that color, so I'm going to say make sure that it's in gamut, so it's going to print or be useful on the web as I'd like it to be. Here is the hue, saturation, and brightness recipe, so to speak. Here is the RGB mixture to create it for the web, and then this is CMYK in order to create that for print. We're going to click OK. And I'm going to make the stroke a little bit larger. And go, whoops, that's going smaller. A little bit larger so you can see that we actually did change the stroke color to what we had here. But again, now let's bring up our swatches panel. And that did not add to the swatches, so we're going to go here and we're going to go new swatch. And there's the color, and we'll just leave it the swatch name as the color as the CMYK formula, and then we're going to click OK. It's added to our library, and you'll also see it here on our swatches panel. So we've done one fill and one stroke change, and we've added both of those colors to the swatches panel as well as to our library. And that's it for the color picker. I'll be back to talk to you about some other options when you're working with color in just a moment.